Divergent is a movie of really popular young adult novel, and I think it's actually really good. Somewhat surprisingly, I have read it and I like the book, and he really loves the book. For people that don't know, you want to explain the story a little bit? You want to do that?
Yeah, sure, why not? Well, yeah, basically this story takes place in a futuristic rundown version of Chicago where after a horrific war, which you will find out later on in the series, has caused this society to reinvent itself, and they are now divided into 5 factions, each one based on um, a certain virtue. You got amity, abnegation, dauntless, candor, and erudite. You know, basically you got main character Beatrice, who well, when it comes time, each 16-year-old has to choose which faction to live in for the rest of their life. And either you're going to stay the one in your family, or you're going to transfer to a different faction. And yeah, you'll never be able to see your family again, essentially. So she has this big decision to make. And you get to take a test, which helps you try and decide which one to take. And usually the test will give you an idea of what group to go in, tell you what that one group is. But she does not test just for one group, she tests for several, which in this world is known as being divergent, which is not a good thing at all. Because they don't like divergence, because they will not conform and do what you say, which does not give the people with power all the power. So she decides to leave her family, goes to Dauntless, has to try to hide her divergency, which is harder than she thought, and by the end, bad stuff starts to happen, and that's when she has to start being a badass. But like you said, love the series, big fan of the book, and I would say overall the movie did not disappoint.
I actually loved it. I loved it more than I thought I would, and more than I probably liked the book. I thought it was great. And so yeah. She's in Dauntless, and they do all this crazy, like, really brave stuff. That's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be brave, and okay, and and like what they do all this kind of crazy stuff, like jumping off of buildings and jumping on trains and all this crazy stuff and ziplining. I could not do that. I'm not brave. I would not be in Dauntless. And I thought that stuff was very intense. Even more so than the movie. Yeah, I thought it was really exciting and intense, and I loved it. And I thought the directing was great, done by Neil Berger, who the only thing I can think of it, he did Limitless, which I loved Limitless. I like the directing on that, and I love his directing in both movies. And yeah, the only problems I would say are basically some things they changed from the book, and left out from the book, from books. And
like you said, changing stuff with the movie, you know, unfortunately is like a necessary evil when you are doing basically any adaptation.
Yeah, and they definitely do change some stuff, which some of it probably hardcore fans won't really like, but it's overall I'd still say it was a pretty good adaptation. And
yeah, I definitely would say, you know, out of stuff that was changed overall, for me it wasn't anything that was too bothersome, really, you know, that really, you know, pissed you off or got to you. But yeah, overall, definitely thought it was done very well, put together, for sure.
Yeah, and I thought the acting was actually great from at least all the main people. Shailene was great, starring Shailene Woodley, and also Theo James. I thought he was really good, and she's a really small part in it, but I thought Kate Winslet was really good. She's a great actress, and
oh yeah, very nice and refreshing to see her playing sort of the villain role.
Yeah, she was good.
acting, it definitely was pretty good overall. Especially from the main actors. And like you said, directing definitely was really good. A job well done by Neil Berger. And yeah, pretty much, like you said, definitely wasn't really a whole lot to complain about, even from like a hardcore book fan. Yeah, definitely a few aspects that were changed, and unfortunately, a few characters that weren't able to be, developed as much, or not as much screen time. But unfortunately, when you're doing a 400-page book to only like a 2.5 hour movie, there's only so much you can show. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm just few differences. Nothing that really bothered you too much, So, like I said, I thought this definitely was a very well put together movie by the entire Lionsgate team, and definitely overall a very well booked movie adaptation.
Yeah, I thought it was very well done. I actually think it should be getting better reviews than some of the reviews I have been seeing, but whatever. So you're happy with it, right? As a big fan, you're happy with it, right?
Oh yeah. Overall, I definitely very pleased with what they're able to get done with this movie.
I think like non-book fans will like it. Do you think it'll appeal to them?
For just the casual fan who didn't know much going in, I would say they did a pretty good job of trying to, draw in the new fans. I would say, yeah, you could say they could have done more, but at the end of the day, you can only use so many resources and, try and put only so much into it. So, but I mean, yeah, overall, I'd say they definitely did a pretty good job in appealing to the non-readers of this series.
Yeah, I thought it was a really exciting action movie. I think they should enjoy it. It did a good. I think it did a good job informing them of like the whole. They did a good job setting everything up for them, and if you like don't know the stuff going on and everything, then I think it. I guess that's about all. So I'm gonna give it an A. I think it is actually a great, very exciting, intense action movie. Very everything was very well done. Production, acting, basically everything. Directing was great. And I think people should actually really give it more of a chance than I see some people giving it. It has some similarities to other stuff in the genre, but it's really good. And so yeah, give it a chance. I think it was really good.
Yeah, like you said, it may sound very similar to a lot of these other, teen YA dystopia adaptations recently. Most notably Hunger Games. But I mean, yeah, I'd still say at the end of the day, this movie still does a pretty good job standing out on its own. And job well done, and even being similar, making it sound like an entirely different world. But I would say just from being a fan and knowing about the series ahead of time, I probably would say just because of the few notable differences from the book, I would go and give this movie a A-.
Okay. Well, yeah, there you go. Divergent. Very definitely, I would say one of the, maybe not up to like Hunger Games level. I'm not sure about that, but it's very good. New YA adaptation movie. Check it out. And well, I'm Sky, the movie guy, and this is my cousin Josh.
Cousin Josh here.
And that's all we got.
That's all we got.